Hey everybody, this is Fago Franklin III with New Stitch Media. I am here with former NFL player Keith Lewis. First and foremost, how you doing today, buddy?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
I can't complain. It's nice and wet out here, so in the state of Seattle. So yeah. But anyway, so before we jump into your journey with being a football player, tell me a little bit about how you're adapting and surviving during this pandemic.
You know what? It's been a little different. With us being business owners, me and my wife being business owners, make things a little difficult. Because we're in the restaurant industry. She has 2 bars, and we have a food cart too. So it's been different. We find out at about 11 o'clock Pacific time whether or not we're going to go back a phase. So we'll find out here in a minute.
Nice. Now, was that a passion of yours when you transitioned from a football player?
You know what? Everybody talks about life after football, and they're trying to figure out, what's that next step going to be. I went the coaching route at first, and I was like, maybe I did the high school thing, coaching the DBs for 2 different high schools out here. I just realized that the passion just wasn't there for me anymore, so it's hard for me to try to bring the best out of others if I'm not even passionate about what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm. Now, I know you went to Oregon. Tell me a little bit about Oregon, your time there, as well as the community out there.
Oh, the community here is amazing, man. It was crazy. Even when I first came to Oregon on our recruiting trip, my parents didn't even go with me. They were like, "Oh, there's no way you're gonna go to Oregon." That's before Oregon was anything, that would have been the 2000 when I graduated. But so my first time ever flying, got to fly on a private jet and did the whole thing. It was beautiful, So landed and it was just crazy. I just knew like this was it for me. Like I committed to Cal before my senior year of high school, and then I did commit it once they found out I went on recruiting trips. But I just knew it was home for me. My next recruiting trip was to University of Arizona, and I did not get the same vibe, and I canceled my next 3 trips, and because I knew Oregon was the perfect place for me. Just the people out here, they just welcome you with open arms, man. You just really feel the love out here, and they're very sincere.
So what life lessons did you learn just by playing any type of sports as well as football?
Life lessons. During my time here at Oregon, life lessons, people don't teach you time management.
Mm-hmm.
That's very important. Just to manage your time, do with your studies, and then to even try to have a personal life outside of football, then go to practice, get your weightlifting done. Try to fit all those things in and do your homework and write your essays. And try to fit those all in a 24-hour period. You're really a student athlete is an understatement, because you're really a student first and then the athlete come in, I just really, the way that they handled everything, the way that we had a academic advisor named Steve Stope, amazing. He's still here to this day, and he's just the way that he helps you. He runs like a bunch of the programs for all the athletics here at the University of Oregon.
Mm-hmm.
As far as and he does just an amazing job. So he definitely a reason why I was even successful while I was in school, So he's dealing with hundreds of athletes a day, and he still makes time, and he loves what he's doing. So it's just he's that figure you need to get in your butt sometimes when you're messing up, So yeah, it's been amazing. It was an amazing experience here. I wouldn't change anything.
So I know you said it was a little bit kind of difficult with just managing your time with being an athlete. In your perspective, do you think college students should get paid for what they do on the field?
Absolutely. This is my thing. This is my take on it. So if you're using me for my likeness and you're making jerseys with the number 16 on the back of it, which I had, and I have billboards up around town, but just because you didn't put my name on the back of the jersey means that don't get any profit from that. They know who 16 is. You know what I'm saying? When we have Joey Harrington here, they know who number 3 is. You know, so it's one of those things like, come on, who they fooling? You know, you're getting paid for our likeness, so let's make this right. And I think absolutely they should get paid. They get upset when, you know, I have plenty of handshakes that, you know, when people sliding you cash. You're a student athlete. You don't got no money. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, so a little perk here and there. I think it needs to be done. I really do.
What was that experience like getting drafted by the 49ers? If you could take us going back to that nice experience that you had.
So you know what? It was crazy. There's the whole. I don't know. I was stressed out, man. To be honest with you, I was really stressed out. I was supposed to go first day, and that's when they only had the 2-day drafts, you know. And I was supposed to go the first day, and that's the first 3 rounds. And then right before the draft, I got into a little trouble. So right before my senior year, I got into a bar fight. So, and that set me back, and I knew that was going to be an issue. And then, you know, that character issues come up and blah, 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 and so on and so forth. So that held me back. But, you know, I'm sitting on the couch and I'm asking Mom, Dad, I'm like, are you guys sure the phones are plugged in? Like, how come the phones not? And then I'm like distressed, and I'm taking a nap, and I'm waking up, and nobody's calling. And then I was like, oh my goodness. And then, you know, next thing you know, the 4th round came, and I started getting some phone calls, and Detroit called first, and then I got 2 more calls, and then, believe it or not, I played against Dennis Erickson. He's the one who drafted me. I played against him. He was the head coach at Oregon State when we played our Civil War. So when he called me, he was like, hey, I'm tired of going against you. Let's join forces. I said, sweet, let's do it. And so it was a nice phone call. I was stressed out. I'll tell you that, because I don't mind being the underdog, but just give me my opportunity to get my foot in the door, you know?
Mm-hmm. So I know you said you had gotten yourself in a little bit of trouble back in the day. What messages could you give some of these young players, whether they're high school, collegiate, or in the pros, about just staying true to themselves as well as just avoiding trouble?
You know what, man, I had a reckless past. You know, I did the gang things. I did the getting kicked out of 2 schools, you know, and then it always takes somebody, like that one person, to have that talk with you. And it was my cousin Andre who said, hey, man, this isn't you. He was like, you need to focus on sports, man. He's all, this hood ain't going nowhere. It ain't going anywhere. You know, you focus on sports, you get up out of here. And that pretty much, and then something clicked. Everything starts falling in place. Everybody needs that one person. You know what I'm saying? They need that one person just to reach out to, and that one person that wants to see them succeed. You know, normally it's somebody who's older than them, you know. But everybody thinks that there is no way out. And there is, you know, there always is. You can always better yourself. You can always better your situation, but it starts with you first bettering your surrounding, you know? And that's what a lot of people don't understand. And you need to hang around people that's doing good, hang around people that's successful and you know, have their head on their shoulders. And that's, but it always takes something. Something clicks. Somebody's going to say something that stands out to somebody for their situation. Makes sense. So that's all I could say is that there's always a way out. You don't have to change who you are. I'm a badass on the field. I don't care what anybody tells me. You know what I'm saying? But it's just, you know, I got to channel my anger, my aggression, I got to channel all that through my sports. And when I was coaching, I tried to tell my kids, I said, name another place you could go and hit somebody and not get in trouble. You can hit and not get in trouble. Take that into consideration. So, yeah. So when you're having a long day, you're having a bad day, take it out in your play, you know, just and find whatever it is to channel that aggression or whatever you have going on. Find whatever you need to do it without getting in trouble.
When did it really hit you that, hey, I finally got to my dream? I'm actually on the field playing for the 49ers.
It hit me when this is the crazy story. So it hit me when Robert Venanci, he was a referee in Sacramento, California, right? When I was in high school. When I had my first college game, he was the referee for my first college game. Wow. In high school. It was his first game too. My first NFL game, he was the ref for my first NFL game, his first game too. Wow. Yeah, it was crazy. And it's like we're on the field together. He watched me grow up, you know, as my dad's friend. It was just insane that's how it just worked out, you know. And we were playing in Minnesota when he came, and I said no way. But you know, it's just being out there and with my first start, and Brian Young looking me in the eye and saying, "Your mama's not here to save you now, boy." And I'm like, "Yeah. All right, you're right. Yes, yeah." So it's things like that, man, that it hit me. Because my first NFL game that I ever went to, I played in. You know, so, and that's why it was just crazy just to see some of these big names that you see on TV, and then to be on the same field with them, and you know you got to perform.
So since you was a safety, who was your top 5 safeties just growing up?
Just growing up, there was I was a fan of Coda, Ronnie Lott, obviously. Became real good friends with Tony Parrish, and he was up there in my top. But I would say, yeah, those were the main 3. Oh, and then of course Lynch. So, yeah,
yes, you can't forget about him.
And it was, you know, that's another story. I'm sitting there, I'm teeing off on Jay Cutler. That's when he was with the Broncos, and Lynch is still playing, and I'm just talking crazy, and Lynch is on the sideline getting fed up with me. He's talking crazy back to me, and I'm like, oh, damn. Sorry, Lynch. I ain't talking to you, bro. I'm talking to your quarterback. I ain't talking to you. But it's just crazy. You know, he's obviously a Hall of Famer. He's a stud. So, got to show respect where respect's due. So,
if you could go back in the time, what would you change about yourself or your mindset?
Nothing. Not one thing. If I could do it all over again, I'd do it the exact same way. I think if I would have changed anything, I don't think I would have been as successful. I think that's the beauty of it, is you have a story to tell. You got what I'm saying? You don't want the handouts. You don't want something that's just given to you, or you want to be like, hey, I have a story. I really do. And I'm rare, you know. I have both parents. They're still happily, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people can't say that. You know, and those are the things that people don't understand. It's like a lot of people come from, you know, different situations. And I'm not you know, I wouldn't change anything. I loved everything. I loved my upbringing. My parents were amazing. But at the end of the day, your parents still got to let you live, and you're still going to make your own decisions. You got what I'm saying? And that's and that's when you slip up, you get in trouble. You know, and like I said, I wouldn't change anything, not one thing.
Being an entrepreneur, what are the pros and cons with just overcoming obstacles with just starting a business out?
Pros and cons starting a business. You know what? I knew I will always come back to Eugene. I had a good name out here. It's still good. So that definitely helps, especially but I'm in a community where everybody backs you. That's the only thing I don't like about some bigger places, you know, so I'm from Sacramento. Instead of helping, it's like everybody's against each other. You know, everybody's in competition, and we're not rooting for each other. You know, and that's what I think that's the difference. The biggest difference is you gotta root for one another, and you want everybody to succeed. A lot of Black-owned businesses out here are former players, are people, just entrepreneurs that's trying to make it out here. You know, and they, you know, we get an amazing backing out here. There's only so many of them, as a you know, so it's love. It's definitely love out here. So I would say the biggest thing is finding something, one, that you're good at, find something that you're passionate about, and have a good supporting team, a good staff, you know. And that's once you find the right people and the right the right people to go hand in hand with you, that's in the trenches with you, that doesn't mind putting in the extra hours, that understands that, you know, it's going to be hard to start at the beginning. You know, you got to put in that extra time, but there's a light at the end of the tunnel. So, and that's where I'm at right now. It's been beautiful, and the light's been bright.
What advice can you give people, as well as athletes, about using their platforms to speak about Black injustice, racism, and different things of that nature?
That's another thing that's tough for me. Is I've been told I don't use my platform to speak up about injustice and blah blah. Okay. Do I have an opinion about all of it? I do. I absolutely do. But my opinion is not for social media. It's for you to call me and we have that conversation. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to hurt my wife's business because of something stupid I post on social media. Whether it's right, wrong, or indifferent, you can't change other people's perspectives. These perspectives these views that these people have, that one conversation isn't going to change. You might get them to say, it might trigger something that they probably didn't see, but at the same time, their views are their views, and they've been that way for a long time. So I'm not going to post something and argue about it with all these different people and cause, you know, my businesses to fail or whatever the case may be because, I don't agree with his view. You know what? We gotta agree to disagree. You know, and that's just the understanding of it. That's just really what it is. Do I love the way that people are standing up? Do I love the LeBron Jameses and all them that are standing up and speaking on it? I love it. I absolutely love it. But everybody's situation is different. And like I said, I'm not LeBron. I'm none of those guys that are. They ask me all the time, would I take a knee for the national anthem? I'm split between that because when I think of the military too. You got what I'm saying? So if I might be 50-50. I might take a knee during home games and stand during away games. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But just so that there's other ways to show solidarity, and I agree that to each its own. Whoever wants to do whatever to speak up for what they believe in, that's fine. I think that's amazing. Like there's nothing wrong with that. Like the guy, I want to say that plays for the Bears. He's an ex-vet. What do you want him to do? Don't put him in that situation. You know what I'm saying? So, and when he thinks of, you know, I went and I fought for you guys to be able to play this game that you guys love so much. You know, he loves too. He's getting paid to play that same game, but he went and experienced it firsthand.
Amen. So, go ahead. You was about to speak. I'm sorry.
Oh no. So that's just what I, you know, personally, I do like what's going on. I don't agree with, you know, tearing up tearing up people's properties. I don't agree with that, but I do agree with us finally standing up for what we believe and what's right. So, and we do need equality around the board. So,
amen to that. My last question is, I know there's a lot of teams that are actually, phenomenal now these days. What outside of the 49ers, what other team are you looking at right now to make some noise?
You know what? I'm a fan of players. I root for people I played with, people I played against, people that's still playing. Those are the people that I root for. And like I played with Alex Smith, and his comeback right now, he has a hell of a story. Just to go through that leg injury that he went through and down there losing his leg. So it's and to be able to come back and play a game that he loves still. I think that's amazing. So I'm a big fan of players rather than individual teams.
Jimmy Garoppolo, since you're a 49er, since you played for the 49ers, are you a huge fan of his?
No.
Why not?
I just don't think he's the answer. I believe they don't believe he's the answer either. But that's what they have right now, and that's pretty much what they just got to ride that situation out. I think they paid him too quick, and now you got Dak Prescott that can't get paid right now, but Jimmy Garoppolo got paid because he won like 3 games straight or something. They couldn't wait to pay him. It's like I couldn't believe that. It's when he first got to the Niners or whatever the case may have been. It's people that deserve to be paid that should get paid that aren't getting paid, and people like Jimmy G just mark my words. Once you get paid, you're always hurt.
Mm-hmm. And we're going to close it out on this. I would love for you to give my viewers an encouraging word, just to inspire them to go towards their dreams.
Man, all I can say is dream big. Once you set your mind to something, you can always achieve it. It's crazy that others see things in you that you may not even see in yourself. Others told me I was going pro before I knew I was going pro. I didn't know I was going to go pro. To me, I was just playing the game. I just happened to be good at it. So listen to that. People gonna speak truth on you. They're gonna tell you, and somebody's being hard on you, or don't take it as discouraging. Not at all. I don't mind that at all. I've been cussed at. I've been the whole thing, and I use that as straight motivation to do and fulfill your dream, something that you want to do, something that you're just so passionate about that you couldn't see yourself living life without fulfilling that dream, and like everybody starts somewhere. So you're not gonna get the layup right off the top, So you work hard, dream big, make it come true.
Amen. Amen. Thank you for the encouraging words. Thank you for coming on my show. I would love for you to come on my show in the next couple of weeks to talk actual footballs. Yeah, I definitely got your number and different things of that nature. So we will definitely stay in touch.
Absolutely. I appreciate it, and thank you for having me.
Amen. Thank you again. Definitely have a blessed one, my friend.
All right. Same to you.
All right now. Bye-bye.